But the increase in a very linear fashion.
My lord, there is another aspect to it. In fact, NTA has published several answer keys. My lords, I'd like to point out.
तो बच्चों, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि बेटा आज कुछ निष्कर्ष निकल पाएगा।
My lords, I would like to.
पर चलिए सुनते हैं।
My lord, I'd also like to point out some.
But may I say something? Only one of the 56
May I be able
one
to
of them is a
may I
topper
make a small submission, my lord?
Rest all of them have been meritorious, have scored highest mark in class 10 and 12.
सब शॉक में आ गया, जस्टिस भी शॉक में आ गया कि इतना रैंक का इन्फ्लेशन कैसे हो गया भाई।
So this is a case where all of us are facing tremendous mental agony because of this.
That's why now we can leave aside the emotion. You can trust us the answer. What we want to know, Mr. Solicitor, what we want to know is this. We will have these, we'll have these anecdotal, charts like this which are given to us. Please take instructions from the government. Can we not run this through a data analytics program to the cyber forensic unit? You can contact, if the government has that in the Ministry of Home Affairs, so much the better. If you don't have it, you can ask any of our top service providers to find out, because we have to identify whether the skewing of marks is so systemic that the whole examination is affected, or is it possible to identify people who are wrongdoers or likely wrongdoers, in which case a retest can be held for those students only.
I'd like to make a small submission, my lord.
In a holistic way, but I can assure your lordships about one thing. But we are not adversarial to the petitioners either way. The petitioners who have an apprehension of an all India problem, or petitioners 23 lakhs in number plus, who are, my lord, feeling insecure because they may have to face, my lord, another examination. But we are concerned about both the sets, and we will assist your lordships, my lord, dispassionately. My lord, and whatever your lordships have suggested, my lord, I think the solution lies somewhere else. There only.
One second. What we'd like to do, insofar as the petitioners are concerned,
Please.
all lawyers for the petitioners, please, we'll take it up on Wednesday. We'll give them a day's time. Solicitor also wanted 1 day's time. We'll give you a day's time to put your hands together. We want all the lawyers for the petitioners who are asking for a retest, to sit together between now and Wednesday and give us one set of submission. So we can't have people, 100 lawyers arguing before us on 100 different grounds. We want you to all sit down. We'll appoint one nodal counsel, as we do in the CB matters.
That's it.
You give us one consolidated submission, say not exceeding 10 pages. We don't mind. It should it shouldn't exceed 10 pages. Why you are pressing for a retest?
Correct.
All right.
All material we rely on for that purpose.
Likewise, we'll do this. We will ask the government to circulate a comprehensive list of dates and a response to what we have raised.
In the meantime, first this CBI can be directed, because not everything is with CBI. NTA, as we have seen in the reply, they say we do not know whether it was systemic or not. Here, sometimes they completely deny there is only. So let the CBI file a status report before this honorable court in all 6 FIRs that will place the picture that in which direction the investigation is going.
Not all 6.
Not a filtration in between. Let
Only
the
Patna
CBI
is enough.
straight away submit a status report.
You are
Let me
appearing,
take instructions from.
you are
CBI.
appearing for the CBI also, Mr.
So,
I will be appearing.
let a CBI file a status report.
Why don't you do this? Ask the CBI to file a status report.
On Patna. That's where the leak has occurred. All the rest of the minor issues.
on its investigation, whether it is systemic or whether it is not.
Answer also.
If I have submission
One more suggestion, if my lord may kindly consider it.
Lord, I'd like to make a small submission, my lord. Here, also the
Lord, there is one more suggestion, if my lord may kindly consider that.
Change in the answer also.
Lord, in the meantime,
So the order dictate करे क्या अभी? है ना?
Lord,
my lord, I'd like to
me
make
only one request.
a submission, my lord.
I'll Lord, call for the record from the CBI also. And because something may not be
Filtering
made
is not
public,
responsible.
how to place it before your lordships, etc.
They know.
But my lord, can I request, my lord, this is our joint request, that we file everything as suggested by your lordships by Wednesday, and matter can be heard on Thursday. So we are not, my lord, nobody takes,
investigating officer file an affidavit. my lord,
is
that
taken by surprise that what is the document. We'll prepare it today, file it by, my lord, day after. And my lord, we can have.
बेटा इतनी सारी petitions एक साथ हो गई है कि
Investigating officer is
इतनी सारी
No,
petitions
I'm
को एक
not
साथ
saying
सुना
that.
जा रहा है
So Wednesday, he's saying take it up on Thursday. because
Thursday,
Wednesday they will, so you will get 24 hours to
Yes, sir.
study what they are saying.
For placement.
And my lord, in the meantime, if my lord may just consider one more aspect. Only that the entire result of 23 lakh odd people be declared on their website. They have not declared that result. We will also analyze the data because they declared the result of 100 people. We could see that 6 people who secured rank 1 are from the same center.
It is declared.
So we will be able to see.
Lord, there is also
They are not comprehensively published.
Individual ones are declared on the website.
Lord, I'd like to make a small submission.
Declared.
You made your point. Let's hear Mr.
Same center, the student got the same marks, 720 and 726, lordship. One center, lordship.
From the same center.
720
Submission may be allowed.
How is it possible, lordship? This is my question is that.
People, one center in Haryana.
Lordship, then my second question is, all our sheets are different
What is-
and result is a different, lordship. How is it possible,
My
lordship?
lord, this is the situation here.
Declare the entire result, we will analyze the data, but we are on the resources.
Answer keys for the same OMR sheet, my lord.
Permitted to upload the pub.
There are multiple answer keys for one single question. It has been published by the NTA on its website.
NTA opened up on the 8th of April for enlisting students, my lords, on a 24-hour window on the 9th and the 10th of April, my lords.
And change of answer also. They have changed the answer also.
Now, this is very.
They've changed the answer.
Lordship, my second, and then my second question is that why the NTA has declared the result the 4th June, my lord.
My lord,
तो ये मैडम पूछ रही है कि एनटीए ने जो 14 जून को रिजल्ट पब्लिश करने की बात करी थी बाय 10 डेज प्रायर क्यों 10 दिन पहले पब्लिश
investigated.
Are there, how many total?
1,10,000, 1,10,000 approximately.
The next,
Of
there are
which
also
50% is government,
1 lakh and plus.
How many, seats?
1,08,000 something is the exact figure.
56,000 is the government seat. The entire bundling is on the government.
So that they can go to private.
And your lordship, one more data, what my lord.
my lord, I'd like to make a small submission, my lord.
My lordship, it's my humble request.
On VC.
The data which is come out, so it will be important that this please come out.
My lord, all files-
OMR sheet status.
My lord, on VC, I may be allowed to make a small submission of 30
The
seconds.
portal which is opened on the 9th of,
9 April.
sir, my lordship, the portal is opened on 9th April 2024. It's my humble request, please give the clear data to find out so that we can.
My lords, why the window was open on 8th and 9th? What was the reason?
2 days, sir. Only 2
And
days.
what was the result? Because this is the only difference.
My lord,
ऐसा लिख
We
लीजिए.
have identified 1,560.
The candidates who are appealing,
Just, we'll flag something and we'll now place it on Thursday. We'll just give some direction to the matter, so we'll be able to focus on what we want.
My matter, notice maybe you should.
Yes, we hear you. We're not going to be.
So that we can.
On 9 February, 2024, the National Testing Agency, into brackets NTA, issued an online application form for the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test, into brackets NEET UG, bracket 2024, full stop. NTA conducted the NEET UG examination on 5 May 2024. Full stop. Results were declared on 4 June 2024. Next. On 5 May 2024, from the material which has emerged on the record at the present stage, it appears that on 5 May 2024, a first information report bearing FIR number 358/2024 was lodged at PS Shastri Nagar, Patna, alleging a leak in the NEET UG 2024 question papers, implicating offences under sections 407, 408, and 409, read with section 120B of the Penal Code. Full stop. On 23 June 2024, the Economic Offences Unit of Bihar Police issued a press release noting that in connection with the above FIR, 13 persons, including candidates and members of, and into inverted commas, members of the organized gang of examination leak.
Sorry, I should not interrupt. This is what I gave to your lordships. This is not true. That is what the Bihar police on that very day clarified.
Where is that clarification?
I had just given.
No, my friend is wrong.
This is what
No.
Bihar police clarified.
No, you are trying to cover up.
So this is on that very day published, my lord, by the Bihar police. This is with regard to the news report of NEET UG exam published in the Sunday Express newspaper dated 23rd June. On its front page with the headline, Bihar police puts.
So this press release is not an official press release?
No, that's what the Bihar police clarifies.
It's on their website.
Kindly read it further, my lord.
Sir.
Paper leak in my RE-NEET and FES, my lord, for Bihar. He handed this over to me just now, my lord. In the news item, the undersigned has been wrongly quoted and the name has been mentioned at least 3 times in the news item by the correspondent so-and-so. Whereas the matter of fact is that no such brief had been given by the undersigned to him in this regard, and neither the concerned correspondent ever contacted me before attributing the quote to the undersigned. No official press release or statement in this matter had been issued. This irresponsible act of correspondent is against.
According to the petitioners, on 23 June 2024, a press release was issued by the Economic Offences Unit of the Bihar Police, setting out in regard to the paper leak which had taken place. On the other hand, from a communication dated 23 June 2024 addressed by the additional DGP, Economic Offences Unit, it has been stated that no official press release or statement
That's an act of cover-up.
had been
Cover-up.
issued by the Bihar police. Full stop. Be that as it may, comma, in this batch of petitions, comma, one of the primary reliefs which has been sought is for a court-mandated retest of the entire process which took place, culminating in the examination which was conducted on 5 May 2024. Full stop. In support of the case, in support of their case, the petitioners have relied on two primary circumstances. First, it has been submitted that before that, you can just say the NEET UG 2024 examination consisted of multiple choice questions involving a total of 180 questions. Let's stop. Each of the 180 questions carried 4 marks, making for a total of 720 marks for the examination. 45 marks each were allotted to the segments in physics,
Chemistry,
chemistry,
biology, biology,
botany,
botany and zoology.
Geology and
Botany and zoology.
physics, chemistry, botany, and zoology. Full stop. The examination envisaged the award of negative marks, of one negative mark
Per wrong answer.
per wrong answer. Next. In support of the plea that the court should direct a re-examination, the petitioners have primarily relied on two circumstances. First, it has been submitted that that candidates securing the maximum of 720 marks were confined to a few students, between 2020 and 2023. In 2020, full stop. As opposed to this, in the NEET UG 2024, as many as 67 candidates are reported to have secured the maximum of 720 marks. The submission can best be highlighted by reproducing the chart which has been placed during the course of the hearing. A copy kar lijiye, haan? The above chart indicates that while one student in 2020, 3 students in 2021, 1 student in 2022, and 2 students in 2023 secured the maximum marks.
तो यहाँ बेटा वो बात हो रही है कि AIR1 कब कितनी आई 21, 20, 22 और ये कह रहे हैं कि इस साल 67 स्टूडेंट्स को ऑप्टिमम मींस मैक्सिमम मार्क्स 720 मिला.
Stop. Apart from the second submission, proceeds on.
तो ये फर्स्ट सबमिशन की बात थी, ठीक है?
Of the ranks which were allotted to students in 2022 2023 and 2024. The submission
For me, most important is the leak has happened. That is the core.
The second, the above submission is sought to be highlighted from the following tabulated chart. वो भी डाल दीजिए इसमें BB. The above chart indicates that students receiving a specific level of marks between 539 and 700 who had secured a particular rank in 2022 secured lower ranks in 2023 and a radically lower rank in 2024. No. Same marks, same level of marks, not same student. We'll stop. Next. In considering whether, before that you can say, it is certain basic facts which are not in dispute need to be alluded to. We'll stop. About 24 lakh students registered for the NEET UG examination, which was to be conducted in the month of May 2024. We'll stop. About 23.33 lakh students, correct?
Yes, sir.
Appeared for the 23 lakhs 33,297 students. वो कौशिक जी बताइए क्या फिगर क्या है? 23 lakhs 23,290 students, 297 students appeared for the examination. Stop. The examination was conducted at 4750 centers comprised within 571 cities. Full stop. The examination was also held in 14 cities overseas. Full stop. The total number of seats, medical seats for undergraduate, one second, I've made a note. For undergraduate studies is 1.08 lakhs, of which approximately 56,000 are seats in government hospitals. Full stop. The investigation, prima facie, tentatively at the present stage, the court has been apprised of the fact that don't say tentatively, the court has been apprised of the fact that first information reports were registered in Patna, Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, and Maharashtra. Correct? Full stop. Whether the FIRs in relation to the paper leak is only confined to Patna,
Yes.
or otherwise, is a matter which would have to be reserved for a more detailed elaboration, detailed consideration. Full stop. The above narration indicates that the examination was conducted over a wide spectrum comprising of nearly 23 lakh students spread over 4,750 centers in India. Full stop. Before the court can be, full stop. The law on whether a retest should be ordered in a situation such as the present is based on fairly settled parameters. Full stop. The court would have to scrutinize on the basis of the data which has emerged on the record, whether, bracket 1, a breach in the sanctity of the examination has taken place, whether, bracket 1, the alleged breach has taken place at a systemic level or at a systemic level, bracket 2, whether the breach is of a nature which has affected the integrity of the entire examinations process, and 3, whether it is possible to segregate the beneficiaries of the fraud from the untainted students. Full stop. In a situation where the breach in the sanctity of an examination affects the entirety of the process, and it is not possible to segregate those who are the beneficiaries of wrongdoing from others, it may be necessary to order a re-examination. On the other contrary wise, where the breach is confined to specific areas or centers, and it is possible to identify those who are beneficiaries of wrongdoing, it may not be appropriate to order a retest, particularly in an examination which has been conducted on such a massive scale, involving over 23 lakh students. Involving such a large body of students who would have appeared, who have studied for the examination, undertaken costs and expenses, and would have to undergo the rigors of a fresh examination if it were to be ordered by the court. Next. While flagging these issues, while flagging the above issues, we are of the view that a view on the merits would have to be deferred until further facts are placed on the record before this court. Full stop. For that purpose, we intend to direct the National Testing Agency to make a full disclosure before the court. Full stop. The disclosure which we are intending to require can broadly be classified into 3 aspects. The first aspect pertains to the nature of the leak, the places where the leak took place, and the lag of time between the occurrence of the leak and the conduct of the examination. From this perspective, NTA is directed to clarify on the basis of the material which is in its possession as of date on the following issues. Bracket 1, when the leak of the question papers has first taken place. 2, the manner in which the question papers were leaked, were disseminated. Semicolon, bracket 3, the duration between the time duration between the occurrence of the leak and the actual conduct of the examination, which took place at 2 p.m., between 2 p.m. and 5:20 p.m. on 5 May 2024. The second, while making the full stop, on the above aspect, we are also of the view that since the investigation has been entrusted to the CBI, a status report should be filed by the investigating officer before this court, indicating the status of the state indicating
partner. Only that's a core.
the status of the investigation up to date and the material which has come to light during the course of the investigation. ऊपर one में when the leak first was first noticed कर लो. The investigating officer shall in particular indicate to this court, shall place before this court material which has been gathered during the course of the investigation, which would have a bearing on when the leak is alleged to have first taken place and the modalities in which the leaked question papers were made available. Full stop. On the second perspective, the second aspect on which we NTA shall make a disclosure before this court is in regard to the steps which have been taken so far for identification of the beneficiaries of the leak. In this regard, the court should be apprised inter alia of the following: bracket 1, how many students, what were the steps which were taken by NTA to identify the centers / cities at which the leak took place, 2, the modalities followed for identifying the beneficiaries of the leak, and 3, the number of students who have so far been identified to be the beneficiaries of the leaked question papers. Likewise, the investigating officer
may say NTA stroke authority, because identification may not be within our.
All right. The above information, I'll clarify while editing. I'll put it so that it will be more the Ministry of Home Affairs or some other one.
Not the leak will be at one place. At how many centers the leak paper has been made available? Because the leak will be in the entire system at one point.
No. We have said that dissemination also we have said. The investigating officer shall also submit a status report bearing on the above aspects.
Yes.
Well, one point.
The third aspect on which it is necessary to have a further disclosure by the union government as well as by NTA. We'll say union government and NTA is whether it is possible by the union government and NTA is whether it would be is on whether
Technically feasible.
Yeah, whether it would be feasible, using data analytics, either within the cyber forensic unit or any other expert agencies, within or which may be employed by the government to identify cases where suspect cases will stop. For instance, these cases may involve full stop. This may be if this is possible, comma, the authorities shall identify before the court identify the modalities which can be followed so as to segregate the tainted from the untainted students. Next. The third aspect on which we would require a disclosure is in regard to the modalities to be followed between the conclusion of the examination, including the retest which was held for 1563 students, and the actual commencement of the counseling process. Full stop. If an exercise is to be conducted by the NTA and by the union government so as to reduce any further beneficiaries of the question paper leakage, a considered decision at the policy level would have to be taken by the government on whether counseling should be allowed to proceed in the meantime or otherwise.
May not say that.
On the status of the counseling. Fourthly, the court is concerned about the steps which should be taken hereafter to ensure the sanctity of the national eligibility cum entrance test, so that such instances which have transpired during the course of the present session are not repeated in the future. In this regard, just 1 second, please. In this regard, it would be necessary for the government to consider setting up a multidisciplinary team consisting of renowned experts who command the wider confidence of the community to ensure that due measures are being taken to obviate any further breaches in the NEET in the future. Full stop. If a committee has already been set up by the government for deducing the steps to be taken for the future, full details shall be made available to the court. Full stop. The court may then consider whether the committee which has been constituted by the government should be allowed to proceed as it is, or whether the composition of the committee should be
enhanced.
It is already
should be sufficiently enhanced to bring so as to bring together a pool of talent from diverse fields bearing not only on administration but also on domain expertise and data analytics. So,
I have one action.
Solicitor General and Mr. Kaushik, Learned Senior Counsel appearing, Solicitor General appearing for the Union of India, and Mr. Kaushik, Learned Senior Counsel appearing for the NTA, have requested the court to place the further hearing on Thursday ka date dal dijiye, so as to enable them to make their to file the material in pursuance of the above queries by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Full stop. The affidavit shall be shared with counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioners. Simultaneously, the report of the investigating officer of the CBI shall also be placed on the record in the meantime.
May I be only be permitted to say one aspect?
So, I'll tell you why. Let there be, the reason why we are asking for this disclosure, whatever view we ultimately take, let there be confidence in the community that
Absolutely, absolutely.
that,
We were not very.
Lord, I have only one
So where your lordship's views.
Not the entire result.
Lords, can I make one?
May I request that the copy will serve to us as well?
copy
in view of the large number of counsel who are appearing on the side of the petitioners, we have requested that it has been agreed. Who will be the nodal counsel?
Whosoever, my lord.
Huh?
Whomsoever, my lord. Mr. Suvit Sharma, my lord, who is
Mr. Salishwal,
independently sometime.
All right. Shall act as nodal counsel. All the counsel for the petitioners who are desirous of pressing their submission for a retest shall file a common set of submissions not exceeding 10 pages by before the hearing takes place on Thursday ka date.
My lords, kindly allow the impleadment application, my lord.
The petitioner on this side, my lord, can it be also be?
Time of loss, my lord.
On the petitioner on this side, because there's some fact that
You are, by and large, you are being supported by these.
I appreciate, but I also want to get out the fact that happened in our case in Gujarat. Here, all cases where they
Why
were.
don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Give us a short one-page note. That will be more.
Very well.
And as wherever your lordships have said petitioners, there are transfer petitions where we are essentially respondents. As
Registrated for 2 days in April. Number of people.
And this is beyond the leak, my lord.
Beyond
the leak also.
Yes, my lord, there is also a
They have changed the answer also.
20.
They have changed answer of one question and allotted the number, my lord.
Yes, my lord. In fact, it's happened in my case also, wherein there are 3 answers.
Analyze these states. Who are the people who registered?
When it's
We all are. How much mark?
Mr. Solicitor, we have not specifically in our order included the red flags. If you can just.
You have understood,
Right.
sir?
I deliberately didn't put it into our order, but you can just see whether there are some cases like that which you can identify. See, so that then,
We have 5
I'd like to place.
These have been served. Perhaps they are not given copies. The other ones who are intervening or etc.
but what we would suggest is what you give us on Thursday.
everyone,
You give to us, and one more thing, what you give us on Thursday, make it comprehensive so that we don't have to wait through your counters and everything. We'll just, look at that basically.
and as may I make one small request, some of us are respondents.
We've now chalked out our roadmap.
My lord, our diary
If we can, using whatever, technology, common sense, and our understanding of the law, identify the wrongdoing students, we then don't have to ask 23 lakh students to again appear for the exam. If we have no other go, of course we are there too.
for us to file that one page.
Lords, kindly allow the impleadment application.
Lords, for us to file that one page, we need our diary number to be
Which
recorded.
is that matter, neat matter.
My lord,
My lords,
we are, my lord, our.
All right, yes, there are 3 other matters which we have to take, sorry.
My lord,
Our
request
diary
lordship
number may be noted, so
My
that we
lord.
file the page. Our diary number may be noted.
All right, any other fresh matters on NEET which were not on board?
Yes, my lord.
After we rise, you can give the matters numbers to the court master, he'll bring them on board. So everything will be-
my lords, kindly allow the impleadment application.
One more thing, Mr. Solicitor, has everybody served their petitions on the council briefing?
But we have not
All right.
received our replies, my lords.
All right, one second. The council appearing for all the petitioners council appearing for all the petitioners, interveners, shall serve copies. On whom should we say?
Central, MK Maroria.
On Shri M.K. Maroria, and Mr. Vardhaman Kaushik, counsel appearing, counsel instructing the Solicitor General and Mr. Kaushik, R.C. Kaushik respectively. The 2 counsel appearing on behalf of the 2 counsel, Mr. Maroria and Mr. The Union of India and the NTA shall prepare a tabulated statement indicating for each petition, tabulated statement grouping the petitions into distinct categories so as to facilitate disposal. So what you can do is those which are asking for a retest, you can put in one category. Then individual grievances, then we'll see whether those grievances can be entertained, whether we ask you to look into it, what to do. But we'll have one tabulated chart on petitions.
Make it easier.
and as may I just request one indulgence.
That's why we said, therefore you serve a copy on the solicitors.
But they have changed answer also. They have changed answer of the one question and has given the more marks to the 13,000 students.
Medical accommodation
created problem for my lord, ranking is concerned.
But look, this has nothing, therefore those petitions we may have to dealing, they are individual petitions. Those are individual petitions where you say you have a medical condition, you should have been given extra time. We'll deal with it separately. It does not deal with the sanctity of the examination. That's individual students' petition.
Today's order should not be deemed to be as restricting only to the case of leak, because between the.
Not at all.
No,
In fact, that's why we have finally said this.
So for the reason, my lords, on the 8th, while the exam was announced for the 5th, my lords, of May, on the 8th of April, overnight, my lords, they brought about a notification that there will be a window open for students who could not register for the exam way back on 16th of March. Now, this window that they opened, my lords, is absolutely difficult to understand.
So more students registered.
And
25,000 and
That began now.
students, my lords, how many-
Hello, I am appearing in item.
Thing to do with
Request for 1 second of indulgence. My lords,
Look,
there are
more students registering, etc. How can we
No, my lords, with utmost respect, because the initial advertisement
we'll
never.
hear you? We'll hear you on that. We'll
Yes.
hear you on that.
the entire result, the entire comprehensive result should be put on the website. Right now, what's happening is individual results only are put up. So somebody has to go. So we can't.
Mr. Kaushik, the entire result, except for those which you have, we will say that these results shall not give rise to any equities or legal rights. But you must at least now upload the result.
Yes, the entire results,
The result is
comprehensive.
the revised,
Data science can work here.
1 second.
the revised result of 1563 and the rest of the persons, all has been uploaded on 30th.
No.
Individually.
But do you have
They have
uploaded?
That- So that is why we can't use data science. That's the problem. If they are deliberately keeping.
Under wraps.
Lord, this would, your lordships may take a call on that on Thursday. But there is something,
We'll apply our mind carefully on.
Please, my lord.
kindly, my lord.
My lords, the NTA has also moved certain transfer applications. My lords, the NTA is
Maybe the
अच्छा वो उनका करना है ना? हाँ?
track record of the toppers.
एनटीए खुद कंफ्यूज्ड है हाँ
Oblige.
42.6.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. 35. Parmeshwar, the reason we kept your matter today was, now, we knew that we can't take it up today, but what is the scope now, this All India judges?
I appear in item 35.
Your lordship,
My IA alone has been.
Only his IA is there.
so what's happened, my lords, your lordships have put it up for compliance today. Your lordships, orders for the past 2 years have not been complied with. At least 8 or 9 states have not released pension and allowance arrears, even though your lordships on multiple occasions extended the time limit for payment of those allowances,
So-
that's not been complied.
Should we just take up on Thursday the issue of compliance there?
That's right, Thursday. So that's also, so far as compliance is concerned.
Compliance.
On the main matter, my lords, only one substantive issue remains.
Pension.
It's pension, my lords, old pension scheme versus new pension scheme. That's the only substantive issue, and that, because there are conflicts.
How long will we take on
Because
that?
all the submissions that are compiled and have been put in word, I will take about 2-3 hours to explain the consequences of shifting from the old, and also to explain why
We'll have to take it up on a Tuesday, I think.
We will have to argue.
Yes.
there's substantial argument from the state and
So
from the
we'll
state.
take it up on a
center.
Tuesday. So this, what we'll do is today we'll keep your matter on Thursday, only for compliance of the payment of allowances, etc. by the state. That the union has no role.
For 124 order for
For
compliance.
124 order. So we'll keep that on Thursday को. We'll take up the issue of compliance.
बेटा मैं आपको यहाँ पर थोड़ी सी समरी बता देती हूँ अपना, ठीक है, यहाँ तक तो और मैं एक वीडियो भी बना दूंगी कि क्या इसमें डिस्कस हुआ है, क्या कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स आए हैं। तो सबसे पहले जो सीजीआई है उन्होंने ये तो मान लिया है कि पेपर लीक हुआ है, ठीक है, पेपर लीक हुआ है। एक सेकंड
Today there is an IA minutes that with regard to superannuation. My lords, the High Court has submitted an application before your lordships, and also the state government has given its willingness that it could be extended. It only requires your lordships imprimatur. That could be taken up on Thursday.
It can be taken up on Thursday.
All right, just surprise us on Thursday.
Thursday.
At the fag end of the day
In
now.
good minutes, Thursday.
We'll take it up on
Keep it.
Thursday.
Otherwise, they will be
IA
retired.
numbers just give, Chetan, wo, nine.
Yes, we'll give that.
First one never fixes time.
We'll take it up on
Yeah,
Thursday.
whenever it is got.
Yeah, my lords, your lordship. This refers to the National Commission, your lordship.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving time. It
देखिए
refers to
बेटा
the
पहला
National
पॉइंट ये
Commission on
कहता है कि
Allied
सीजीआई ने ये तो
Healthcare
एक्सेप्ट कर लिया कि
Professionals.
पेपर
It was
लीक
already
हुआ है,
notified in
लेकिन अगर ये
2021.
पता लग जाए कि कितने लेवल पर पेपर लीक
Your
हुआ है,
lordship,
कितने
issues- the
एरियाज
notice
में
were
पेपर
issued
लीक
in
हुआ है,
September last
तो
year.
ये कहना
But
आसान
till
होगा
now,
कि रीनीट
about
होगा कि नहीं होगा।
19
अगर ये नहीं पता लग पाता कि यार मल्टीपल जगह पेपर लीक हुआ है, बहुत जगह जो मतलब इतना रेडियंस है कि हम एग्जैक्टली पता ही नहीं लगा पा रहे, तो 100% यहाँ पर एक संभावना ये है कि रीनीट हो सकता है। ये तो गारंटी है कि अगर ये नहीं पता लगा पाए कि जो पेपर लीक मास लेवल पर हुआ है, कितनी जगह हुआ है, तो रीनीट हो सकता है।
Yes,
So
yes,
that which are the states which have implemented, which have not, and
Yes.
which are the states which have not filed reply.
absolutely.
We'll give them one last opportunity, or they'll ask their chief secretaries to remain present or something like that. So they'll file their reply.
Your lordship, 3 years, it was actually done, just take you 30 seconds. This was actually done primarily after the COVID pandemic, after the first wave. And we did not have a national register to know how many allied healthcare workers were there in this country. And after 3 years of passing of this legislation in the parliament, even now, it hasn't been actualized, your lordship.
All right. So we'll
It's extremely serious.
pass comprehensive directions on Monday next.
Thank you, lordship.
After you give us a note, you can just sort of also identify what are the proposed directions which you are seeking at this stage. So that we'll pass those directions.
Deeply obliged. Thank you. Thank you.
Your Lordship, Senior Advocate Meenakshi ma'am is appearing online.
My lords, this is the Manipur matter. My lords, we're pleased to pass directions on 4th of December 2023 for the displaced students. Now, my lords, these are 59 students, and we are now into the next year, and we haven't been able to get admission. The learned solicitor was very kind. He said,
I beg to appear, my lords. We have found some solution to the, my lords, some of the students' grievances that came to us after your lordship's last order of 17th of May 24. But my lords, for dental, we are yet to find solution. If your lordships may call this next week, I'll file a status report on what solutions we have found for the Manipur University students. And for dental, we will come up with a proposal. It's at the final stages, my lords. Kindly call it next week.
On Monday, then we can take
My
we
lords,
can tell them what they have done.
my lords, I have a request. I have a request for my learned colleague on the other side. Certain solutions that have been suggested is like the students would study in a university like the Assam University or the Northeastern Hill University. Now, but they would take their exam from Manipur University. For many of them, it is said, we do not have courses or we do not have the equivalent subject or the syllabus in these other universities, so we cannot take you in. Or you may use our facility like a library or a lab, but we can't assist you anymore. That does not work. There are students from zoology, there are students from chemistry and other streams. Even if they have to use a laboratory.
Can we suggest this, Ms. Bhati? If
Yes.
Ms. Arora and Ms. Bhati, if you can just meet between between the two of you.
Yes, my lords, we'll do that.
Ms. Arora, if you can just indicate what the practical problems are.
Yes.
Tomorrow, if you meet, we keep
Hello.
it on Monday, so that Ms. Bhati can take instructions from the advocate.
तो बेटा मैं आपको एक बार थोड़ा सा समरी दे देती हूँ, सम अप कर देती हूँ कि किन किन मैटर पर बात हुई है, ठीक है। तो भाई तो सबसे पहले सीजीआई ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है कि मास पेपर तो लीक हुआ है। नाउ उनको ये बताना है कि कितने लेवल पर, कितने रेडियंस पर पेपर लीक हुआ है। अगर बहुत जगह, मतलब अगर आप रेडिएशन पता भी नहीं लगा पाए कि इतनी जगह पेपर लीक हुआ है, मास लेवल पर पेपर लीक हुआ है, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं रीनीट की तरफ जाता हुआ दिख रहा है और हो सकता है, लेकिन इसके लिए हमें ये थोड़ा पता लगाना पड़ेगा कि कितने लेवल पर आपका पेपर लीक हुआ है। सेकंड जो आज की उससे अपडेट है कि हमारे कोर्ट साहब ने सीबीआई इंक्वायरी रिपोर्ट मांगी कि जो भी स्टेटस अभी तक हुआ है, क्योंकि जब सीबीआई को कंडक्ट कर लिया गया था, ठीक है, इंक्वायरी करने के लिए, तो अभी तक की क्या रिपोर्ट्स है, क्या स्टेटस है, वो उनको बतानी है, और क्या रिपोर्ट्स इंडिकेट कर रही है, किस तरफ जा रही है, कि मास लेवल अगर पेपर लीक हुआ है तो कितने लेवल पर लीक हुआ है। साथ ही साथ एनटीए से क्या बोला गया है, एनटीए से बोला गया है पेपर लीक हुआ है तो कब हुआ है। जैसे कि एग्जाम 5 मई को 2 बजे से लेके 5:20 तक था, तो एग्जाम के टाइम से पहले कितनी देर, 1 दिन पहले लीक हुआ है, 2 दिन पहले लीक हुआ है, अर्ली मॉर्निंग लीक हुआ है, 1-2 घंटे पहले लीक हुआ है, ये एनटीए को बताना है कि कब पेपर लीक हुआ है, क्योंकि ये तो एक्सेप्ट कर ही चुके हैं कि भैया पेपर तो लीक हुआ है, ठीक है। और एनटीए लगातार ड्यूरिंग डिस्कशन यही बोल रहे थे कि भैया पेपर की ब्रीच रखी गई है, पेपर बहुत तरीके से अच्छे से कंडक्ट करा गया है, लेकिन हमारे ऑनरेबल जजेस ने ये तो बोल दिया है कि भैया ब्रीचिंग तो हुई गई है एग्जाम कंडक्शन में, ठीक है बेटा। साथ ही साथ बेटा काउंसलिंग के बारे में और एक और डेट दे दी गई है, दैट इज 11 जुलाई, दैट इज थर्सडे को एक और बार हियरिंग सुनेगी। तो और भी कोई अपडेट आएगा तो मैं आपको डेफिनेटली बता दूंगी, ठीक है, एक वीडियो भी बना दूंगी। अभी तक के लिए तो बेटा एक और हियरिंग दे दी गई है, दैट इज 11 जुलाई थर्सडे, ठीक है। तो जैसा भी अपडेट आएगा, जो भी अपडेट आएगा, आई विल कीप अपडेटिंग यू। तो आज का निष्कर्ष तो बेटा यही निकल रहा है। अभी भी देखते हैं होपफुली 11 जुलाई को किस तरफ केस आगे बढ़ता हुआ जाता है, लेकिन जैसा कि मुझे पता था कहीं ना कहीं आज वर्डिक्ट तो एग्जैक्टली आएगा नहीं, ये हियरिंग बढ़ जाएगी, डेट आगे बढ़ जाएगी, जो कि एग्जैक्टली हुआ। तो इन 3 चीज़ों को पे एनटीए को पहले जवाब देना है, लेट्स सी क्या होता है, ठीक है। होप फॉर द बेस्ट बेटा, जो भी अपडेट आएगा मैं आपको सबसे पहले अपडेट प्रोवाइड करा दूंगी। बाय बाय।